Yeah. I'm a big paint guy. Big painter. Alright, so, Big Vander Huge says... I said, give me the 2 lines. Vistani Bard uses Keeper of the Covenant, doesn't use an offhand to make the single weapon fight part hit harder in the new release. Divine Might for Dire Charge needs augments for spell power or skills, but otherwise straight up damage dealer with little support for regular buff spells. Okay, so this is just a straight up hit people with your weapon Swashbuckler. Let's do it. Okay, I did not know that. Now I know. Maxing build software to help you software. It's very helpful. Absolutely. And on top of that, my goal is to assist you guys. A couple things that right away are crazy red flag is this 59 MRR right here. Don't love that. Don't love that. Slap in the face. Yeah, slap in the face. It's also something people love posting on the Lotro forums. Haha, got him! Hey, you guys remember when we were looking at the things and everyone was talking about how it's a slap in the face? It's a throwback. Okay. Let's see. No dex. Sounds good. Charisma-based. Intelligence. Yeah, lots of charisma. +8 tomes. Perfect. Sounds beautiful to me. The single weapon fighter using Chaos domain. I guess you just had to pick a domain, so you went with Chaos. I mean, there's a lot of good domains in here. Get the water breathing. +1 to hit and damage is usually going to be better than Chaos domain because this is just +1 will saves. So yeah, there's +1 melee and range power. That one's probably pretty good as well. Luck domain is +1 to all saving throws. You got the protection domain. Is pretty good. +2 to strength, and you passively restore all strength every 6 seconds is also pretty good. Never dealing with strength damage, especially while leveling. If you actually level this character, hey Shadows, guess what? Ignore them. Boom. What about garlic bread domain? Yeah, that needs to be added. Can we get that? Get the garlic bread domain in here. So I'd probably say strength domain just for general usage if you were going to pick one to throw away. Quicken, yeah. Force personality is pretty standard. Improved single weapon fighting sounds good. Greater single weapon fighting. The blank feat is to make space for the extra feat. Correct. Gotcha, gotcha. Did you leave notes? Is the new single weapon fighting feat. Perfect. Don Flamenco from Punch-Out. Only instead of a rose in his mouth, it's a dagger. Perfect. I didn't play Punch-Out because I'm like 12. But, you know. Or the Punch-Out on Nintendo Switch. I'm like 11. I'm a young person, okay? Human fighting toughness. Master of music. Master of music? Oh, why? Why? What? What? Like, that... This is melee, please. Sir, I'd like some melee, thank you. Also, you're a bard. Don't take blinding speed. Cast haste. This is upsetting. I am upset. Play some feats. Let's stop you from dying. Let's start right there. Let's cut the dying, okay? I'm just going to do this to make sure I don't log out so we still have Feywild music in the background. No, I don't want to do that. Go away. Alright, everything else seems pretty good here. I don't see anything crazy that would desire my attention. Everything seems pretty fine, for the most part. Yeah, this is Tiefling Scoundrel. Okay, seems pretty good. Enhancement tree. This is where I'm going to get mad. I'm going to start throwing my keyboard. Maybe? Tiefling Scoundrel goes up. Ash Imprisonment. Ash Imprisonment's just good. I can't see any problem with this. Another thing is it also gives a fortification penetration, so you just want to use this anyway. It's basically like precision. And if did you take precision? Yes. Okay, good. Double check. Blinding Speed stack with haste? No. They're the same bonus. They're both enhancement bonuses. They also, Blinding Speed does not stack with speed items, which does not stack with haste. They're all enhancement. This goes tier 5 Vistani, picking up all the good stuff out of Vistani, Blessed Blades, Vendetta, grabbing all the Miststalker and everything else. I don't like Bleeding Cuts. I feel like this is not very good. Consider that at max stacks, 10 stacks. This is 10d6s of damage every 2 seconds, and you have to get to max stacks. This is basically only useful against raid bosses, so that's why I never take it. But I also don't take this character in the game, so, you know, that's the thing. Weapon versatility is fine if you ever want to swap to something, but remember, you're probably going to be pressing epic defensive fighting with this character, and if you have epic defensive fighting, your double shot is 0, so keep that in mind. Your range power, you can still throw based off your melee attack, but your double shot is 0. And I don't know if this character would run in epic defensive fighting, but you could, because you would get 25% more health and be like closer, like above 2,000 with this type of character build, so it's not too bad. Keep this in here a little bit so it fits nicer. Other than that, there's pretty much everything you want out of this tree, which seems good. Also grab the Charisma, the Haste Boost. All fine. You've got War Priest here, which is all you need at a War Priest for the most part. Fade Arc Illusionist, you grab Charisma to hit. You got Charisma to damage over here, so you don't even need that either. Then out of the Swashbuckling tree, you don't take Improved Destruction, which is like kind of good. You take the Resonant Arms. I don't really like Resonant Arms, personally, but you do critically hit a lot with a Swashbuckling Dagger, because Swashbuckling with a Dagger gives you +1 threat range and multi that doubles out. So it's not too bad. Plus the extra dodge is usually going to be pretty good for fitting in here. And on point, again, it's just a good ability that does a bunch of extra damage. There's also Blow by Blow, which is a good ability that does a bunch of extra damage with increased critical threat range. But yeah. It also depends on what your weapon is. I believe, I don't know if the Keeper of the Crimson Covenant has Destruction on it. I don't know. I don't remember what that weapon does, so we're going to have to take a look at that. But so far, most of the stuff is fine. The extra 10% Double Strike is good. You also smartly did not take the Double Strike action boost. I was going to dock points for that, but you did not take it, which is good. And then a Slap in the Face gives you extra damage, or extra stun. Fantastic. You can't cast spells for 6 and are stunned for 3. It's very useful. Good ability. If I could make an adjustment here, what would I do? Your character's pretty tanky and durable, so I think that for the most part, you don't really need to worry about most of this stuff. And the enhancement tree as well looks pretty clean. Like I said, I would consider dropping weapon versatility. It's only 1 point, but I'd think about it. It's very rare that you need to do range stuff. So that's why it's like, I don't know. I don't know if this is good. The only time I've ever used that is in Shroud when you're whipping daggers at the crystals. That's the only time. How do you crest a build? You redeem Sunflask, 10,000 Sunflasks. So if you go in the Sunflask option to spend, it's a 10,000 option. This is melee. This is a melee dagger build. But yeah. Because if it was ranged, you would take Whirling Blade. Again, so that would be the only change I would possibly make, but maybe not. Also, build review. We're build reviewing all day, apparently. All right, strap in for some reviews. Oh yeah, dashing weapons doesn't include daggers. Rip, dude. That sucks. Click here for the tier 1 to 3 cone, but didn't take it, so yeah. Yeah. The cone attack is not very good for this type of character, especially because epic defensive fighting cuts the range on it, which is hilarious. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I actually don't think I'm going to make any changes to this build. Seems pretty good here. For the most part. It fits all the things that I would probably take. Would this work as a non-iconic? Yeah, you just drop all the points out of Tiefling Scoundrel. It would work fine. You just have to drop all the points out of Tiefling Scoundrel. And put them into whatever else. This character also has 9 racial points, so keep that in mind. ED, Fate Singer, Grim Precision, Meld, Confront Any Foe. Rip. Confront Any Foe is over party. I thought you guys knew that. So, unfortunately, we have to kill this. I mean, it's not the worst attack in the world, but it doesn't scale with anything. So yeah. That's the problem. Yeah, Confront Any Foe is over party. Also, you only take 2 points onto Grim Fate, which is buffing your own damage. This gives, what, 10 healing amp as well? And if you can get 10% mana cost somewhere else in a build, yeah. Confront Any Foe? Confront Any Foe has a new animation that is really slow, and it also no longer hits, or no longer procs Sanctified Fervor, which is why it was so good. For those 2 reasons. Yeah, so it's a pretty big adjustment and change. So we'll have to look at Masquerade. Also, what do you replace Confront Any Foe with? On this character, problematically, not a whole lot. Oh my god. My Epic Destiny is freezing. What I would recommend you do, if you can, here's a secret, by the way, secret strats, is what you do is you go here. Unyielding, or Unrelenting Shield Mastery. You take this. Now, you can't take this unless you have the feats. But if you have the feats from a past life, and you set up the Unyielding Sentinel tree ahead of time, then you can reincarnate and twist it in. Or take the feats, reincarnate, and twist it in. So that's your other option. So that's probably what I would do, is I would do Fatesinger and swap this out. Oh, God, stop freezing. I don't know what it is, but this program is freezing because of the thing. Yeah. Shield Mastery, there you go. Extra PRR and 7% double strike is probably what I'd do there instead. Because 7% is not bad. No, they don't. They do not reset on reincarnation. Pretty sweet. So as long as you have the Shield Mastery feats, you can take that. So that's next step. And then lastly, let's look at items. Here we go. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to start with the item first, Keeper of the Crimson Covenant. So Keeper of the Crimson Covenant does not apply vulnerability? Oh man, what an item, dude. It has the minus... It's got the debuffing on itself, which is pretty good. The slaying, which is sweet. No, it doesn't apply vulnerability. Rip. What's happening with mine? Your trees will reset if you change feats. So if you have to, like, reset a feat, some of them will reset. Because if they have feat requirements in them. Celestial Ruby Ring with Dexterity. Seems fine. Part of the family set. 4-piece Winter. Potency. Picking up the Sheltering Hide. Cloak of Winter. Classic item. Titania's Glory, because it's Titania's Glory. Look at those extra smites. Look at those extra turns. Too bad you don't use those. But it is 10 melee power, which is nice. Family's Blessing is a quality item with the double strike and the deadly. I think your character might overcap on double strike. You're at actually exactly 78% with the adjustment. With the adjustment that I made, you're at 85%. Which means you go up to 100% double strike. Which means you could drop double strike somewhere else if you want. Which is not too bad. Or if you actually have the Epic Past Life for double strike, you can also drop that as well. And the Collective Sight gives Constitution, Insightful Charisma. We have Quality Charisma and Charisma, so you have all those feats stats figured in. The only thing you're missing here is Insightful Accuracy, which you pick up from using, or Quality Accuracy you pick up from using, or from not having the right items. But yeah, and you also don't have sneak attack damage in here. There's no deception bonus damage. Getting deception bonus is quite difficult, especially because you have so many. You're missing effectively an item slot. In a perfect world, if you actually had a buckler on, you could swap out Collective Sight in for the deception goggles, the Tinkerer goggles, the Insightful Deception, Quality Deception. That's pretty good, but you can't do that here. Yeah, and this gives the quality double strike as well, but you don't need. If there's another quality charisma item, you could sub that in. The extra action boosts are not super important. Yeah, the extra turns reduced with Chaos Domain, not anymore. Yeah, exactly. It's a different vulnerability. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is a very good looking stuff. Like, this is a really good looking build. Yeah, I like it. I'm trying to figure out what I can even upgrade with this. Like, this is a really, really good thing. Is it still worth it? I wouldn't recommend using it, but always try stuff. When stuff gets nerfed, don't stop using it. Try it and see if you like the change. Yeah, honestly, your build looks really strong. Right now, because we figured out the meta of part of the family set plus winter set plus try to figure out how to get the other stats in, it's very hard to find other additional stats. Things that you're missing out on here that are going to be a little tough. Fortification bypass. Of course, you get an extra 25% from precision. That's not active here. And you get an extra 25% from the arpeggio. So as long as you're using arpeggio on monsters, you're at 96%, which is pretty good. Yeah, 96% is pretty good covering up here. Melee power. Not too bad, not including Marshal Him, apparently, and also not including the extra from Greater Single Weapon Fighting, which is, or the 10 from Perfect Single Weapon Fighting. Oh, no, it is including the 10 from Perfect Single Weapon Fighting. Yeah, so you're just missing 10 there, so it'd be a 205. And then also, you need the actual filigree sets. Of course, since you don't have the access to the filigree sets, you can do Standard Melee. Standard Melee is Prowess. You're going to use 5-piece Prowess, of course. You grab this, plus MRR, plus Prowess. Plus PRR, Prowess, attack and damage, Prowess, attack and critical damage. So there you go. So there's your Prowess. And then after that, you can be super duper flexible. I recommend just going the straight melee power route on this one. So you're going to pick up the Raid Filigree for the strength here. The Sucker Punch 1 against many. And then you grab a Sucker Punch melee power. 1 against many melee power. And then at this point, you can literally put whatever you want in here. gonna click all these rare because it makes your stats look so much better, and also getting rare filigrees is not hard in 2021 because we've been collecting filigrees since 2017. So if you need some, people will trade with you if you just open up trade groups or talk to people. Then bam, now your character's sitting here looking at 278 VRR. The MRR still kind of blows. I'm assuming you would just use an augment somewhere in here, like a sheltering 32. You like crack this one open, and you put this down to, I believe it's topaz of sheltering, or is it sapphire? It is a sapphire. Sheltering, accuracy, no. Sheltering. Wait, what's it called? Oh, physical resistance rating. Yeah. This also applies to magical resistance rating, so that you'd be like your 32. You're like, okay, cool. And then you pick up the magic. Obviously, it doesn't scale in here because it's not going properly, but yeah. And that would give you pretty much close to your cap. And you got the 17 life, which would go up to over 2,000 when you turn on Epic Defensive Fighting. I think I can actually activate Epic Defensive Fighting. Can I even do that? Yeah, it should be in here. Rage. Oil. They're like a feat. You can go like a marshal him. Activate that. Whoa. Oh, it's in stances. Duh. Of course it's in stances. I knew that. I'm not an idiot. Hold on. Yeah, Divine Might. And defensive? No, not regular defensive. Where's the epic
Enjoy
defensive?
some name brand ramen, sir. Or whatever you will do with 500 bitties.
Oh, dude, 500 biddies? I'll make it happen. Trust me. I will make it happen. There it is. I can't see it because it's purple, and I'm colorblind. That's what I'm blaming. Perfect. All right, so now with all the proper stances activated, and also, Dragai, thank you so much for the support, dude. That is super duper kind of you. I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well today, and I hope you're enjoying the build reviews. 2149. Magic resistance rating goes up because of... oh yeah, I forgot about Fatesinger Marshalling. So yeah, with an augment, you're capped. Your PRR is almost 200, just shy. And of course, your attack with the Keeper of the Covenant, 161, 151. I don't know if this includes all of the Bard abilities as well. The Swashbuckling. But yeah, here you are. Now, the one thing that makes me sad about this character, that's always tough when you split points all over the place, is there's this one beautiful tree called War Chanter. And there's +3 to hit for your whole group right here. This is +1 to damage for you and your group. +1 to damage for you and your group. +2 stacking attack bonus and saving throws. And freaking Frozen Fury, dude. 14 points. And that's the problem with Vistani, is you have to spend so many points you can't get Frozen Fury. I love Frozen Fury. Yeah, great job. Your build seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Tanky, durable, good stats. Dodge 11. Yeah, you want to get a dodge augment as well. Get a dodge augment. Let's do it. Okay, so this is Kensai Vanguard Fighter, submitted by White18. And he says, I haven't played DPS Cap in a while, and I felt like trying again with this build. I hope to have it viable in R10s and raids. I wrote a couple things in the notes that'll give you an idea of my choice on the build. Thanks, and keep up the great content. You got it, boss. Alright. Let's pull out the notes here. I'm not familiar with DPS or caps of the builds, but I think this one should be solid. A few notes. This is similar to your Vanguard build, but different. I went mostly Kensai, as I think it has more DPS than Vanguard. Race is Asmar for flavor mostly, but it does get a few perks too. I went with Longsword as I don't have any good Bastards with a cap yet, and when I get new Kopesh, the raid will respec a bit for that. I don't really know what to do with Epic Destinies and Twist, but I think it looks good. Same with gear. I went with 100% threat reduction because I really don't want to be that guy that turns the boss and wipes the raid. Good job. You don't want to be that guy. Where can you get this builder? Yes, it's right there. It's revenue. Personally don't mind ads on entertainment within reason. Yeah, exactly. I don't even play too many ads. I just, you know, I try to do ads once an hour, 1 minute of ads an hour, which is way less than any other broadcast network, television, or even YouTube. But I forget all the time. What red and orange augments to put on that dagger? Oh, you would probably put one of the new Nightmares augments in the purple. Oh, does it not have a purple slot? Oh, dude, you can't even use the Nightmare augment. Oh, your character sucks. Reroll. Sorry. That's straight up a reroll moment right there. Oh, really? Oh. Oh. Ew, look at these other... Probably like a deconstructor in your red. And then in your orange. Oh, jeez. I don't even want to touch the other one. Gross. Yeah, needed to build. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So strength and con max, a little bit of intelligence seems fine. Strength all the way. Vanguard is strength. Assorted weapons, single weapon fighting. Single weapon fighting. Single weapon fighting doesn't work with Vanguard. Oh, this is the wrong build set. Wait, what? I'm getting some screwy results because I have your thing clicked. I was like, wait, what? Like, this doesn't work at all, because it literally doesn't. There we go. Oh, whew. Much better. All right. This is a Scourge Azamar. We've got Shield Mastery, Weapon Focus Slashing, Improved Shield Bashing, Completionist. Gotta have the Completionist in there, guys. Helps you out a lot. And check it out. If I want to middle click... Wait, is it middle click? Move class up or down? No, wait. What's the keybind? Keybind to do that is middle click on a feat in the class and feats window to now allow an alternate feat selection to be made. So I can go, if you don't have Completionist, you can take Die Hard instead. Oh, how do I undo that, though? How do I undo the alternate feat? Huh. I don't know how to undo that. But, great idea. So, Completionist or Completionist, those are both pretty good. Format, yeah, format computer, exactly, that solves problems. Knight's Training, Specialization, Slashing. If you're, obviously, with this one, this is important. Here, we go with Exotic Weapon Proficiency Khopesh as your alternate feat. It doesn't matter which one you take, just take one of the two, obviously, because Knight's Training and Khopesh are the same thing. It just lets you swap between the two. Power Critical's fine as a feat, but you don't take the... Yeah, you take Tactical Supremacy, Tactical Mastery, Heavy Armor Master, Heavy Armor Champion. I would say it's better to take the Heavy Armor Combatant over the Power Critical. 6 PRR and MRR is pretty good, and it's hard to justify like 12 extra defensive stats over the Power Critical. I know it's a DPS class, but like that's a lot of defense that you're just leaving on the table. Slashing, Weapon Focus Slashing, Weapon Spec, yep. Superior Weapon Focus, sounds good. All these feats are good. Overwhelming Critical, Toughness, Perfect Shield Mastery, hell yes, that's what I'm talking about. Perfect Shield Mastery is pretty good. Perfect 2-weapon fighting. And you got Toughness, Epic Toughness, more Toughness, Dire Charge. You don't have to take Toughness there. If you really wanted to, again, you could take the other physical resistance rating bonus feats, but getting more health is also a good choice. Can't really say no to more health. Especially considering this character is going to be well over 3,000, it looks like. Because I don't think you have turned on... oh, you do have Epic Defensive Fighting turned on, okay. But it's still not... Yeah, with your Reaper points, you're going to be well into the 3,000s. It's going to be a very comfortable place. What's the queue like for reviews? There's something you're working on, could use some fine-tuning. I have 2 more builds after this. Yeah, this is out of Reaper mode, exactly. This is like in-town health. This is your in-town HP. 2,400 in-town is pretty good. It showed up at Fault Marsh Swamp. That's funny. Okay, so you went with more Kensai and less Vanguard. So we're going to walk through kind of the benefits of each. So Kensai Alacrity is a really good ability. It gives you +2 to attack tactical DCs, and it gives you 15% double strike and the boost to all ability scores. The reason why I don't take Kensai Alacrity and I instead go for Vanguard is multifold. Number one, this is 5% attack speed, 5% double strike. So you're losing 10% double strike, but you gain 5% attack speed. The +2 attack and damage is slightly better than the +2 to all ability scores. And then you get +1 W on your shield, which is a big amount of damage, and the free stun that procs all the time, versus the Alacrity. Now granted, this does give you 4 additional action boost usages, as well as 2 additional power surges. However, which you're going to find out with this character, with a bit of a couple adjustments, you find you won't really need a lot of those stats, especially considering, I'm just going to look down here and double check, but your tactical breakdowns, you've got plus 64 on your stun, plus all your other stats, and that is not including, no, that's actually with a lot of the stuff, but just the Lionheart Ring. Oh, you have Lionheart Ring? That's kind of cool. Plus, like, all your strength and your actual character level. I think your DC on some of these abilities is going to be pretty high, specifically like Dire Charge, which I think I can actually see the DC on it if I mouse over it. No, it doesn't show me. But I'm a big fan of not taking the tactics here and taking the extra action boosts, and then dropping this and picking up this because of the extra stun. Again, that means you actually have to spend less points in the Kensai tree, but the Kensai tree has a lot of weird stuff that isn't always that good. Getting the extra critical mastery is pretty good because it gives you, it's basically plus 3 damage before, but Seeker is one of the least impactful forms of additional damage, so I understand why you're making the decision here to take this specifically. I would make some adjustments, and I would swap that stuff over into Shield Champion, especially because of all of the other stats you get for some of your other bonuses, specifically the extra stunning that you get right here. But you know how I would set up the tree. Basically, if you want my reference for that, I would definitely use the tree that I have set up on the Vanguard tree. I wouldn't change it on the Strimtom's Vanguard. It's pretty much the same. However, you have all the racial points, so you get Fallen, which is hilariously good for Vanguard. This is extremely potent, gives you vulnerability stacking whenever you want it, no matter what type of weapon you're using. Very strong. Plus you get the Divine Purpose. Whoops, accidentally clicked off the extra healing amp here, which is pretty sick. So again, very, very powerful build in that. I'm just going to do a quick reset of the Kensai tree because there's a couple things I want to clean up here. You're always focusing on heavy blades. Important note that if you happen to be using a Kopesh, you have to take exotic weapon mastery, so I'm going to throw that in there as well. Also, I would take the plus 3 action boost over plus 3 tactics DCs all day, because the action boosts are something that you might run out of, and the plus 3, you're going to be over on your DCs anyway. You take Shattering Strike because you don't need to put more points in this, it just does reduce fortification, which is amazing. I don't know if you need to even take Ascetic Training, but yeah, you grab the Strength here because you want more damage, grab the Strike to the Heart, Liquid Courage you don't need. Extra Specialization. And then at this point, you've got 32 points spent in the tree, or 33. You grab everything on tier 5. Good Death is an insanely powerful melee attack that has 500 damage that scales with 400 melee power. Your character is going to easily be running around with 300 plus melee power as a Vanguard, especially a Kensai, and if you're a Legendary Dreadnought, even higher. And 300 melee power is a lot. So this effectively counts as if you had 12,000 or 1,200 melee power. And then if you double strike with it, it's really powerful. Or triple strike with it. In some cases. Double strike. Deadly strike is a guaranteed crit. That's good. And all this other stuff. Good. So at this point, you have 8 points spent on the tree. I would do something like this. And probably cut it here. This is probably how I would do it instead. If I was doing this tree. As opposed to the other way around. Because the action boosts are going to be more valuable. Just in general for your character. And then after that, yeah. The Vanguard tree. I don't think there's anything really to change here. There's the melee power after you stun stuff. But you didn't take stunning below. So, and this doesn't work on Dire Charge. So honestly, I don't think it's that good. It's 12 seconds out of every 30 with Stunning Shield, so not that great. Your Stunning Shield DC is going to be infinity with this character, so don't worry about it. Cool. So next step, Epic Destiny. So you're in Dreadnought, which is great. So why is Vanguard amazing with Dreadnought? I'll explain it to you. So right here at the top, there's an ability that says Legendary Dreadnought Pulverizer. You gain +1 insight bonus to critical threat range of bludgeoning weapons, right? You know what's a bludgeoning weapon? A shield. Does this work? No, it says weapons. EDO is inconsistent and makes no sense. The rules apply when they feel like applying, not when you want them to apply. As a result, you never know when this is actually going to work, and it does not work in this case. However, one of the reasons why Vanguard does want to use Legendary Dreadnought is the best weapon for Vanguard is Battle Axe and Dwarven War Axe. Those weapons are the best, pretty much, and they will probably still eke out the new Kopesh. However, the new Kopesh does so much damage, it's probably going to override that anyway. The weapon, the reason is Hesman's Shop right here. This is while you're having an axe in your main hand, it gives you +1 crit multi on rolls of 19 or 20. That also applies to your shield. It's all rolls of a 19. So +1 crit multi on 19 or 20 for main hand and shield is pretty good. However, other than that, this is pretty much set up as I would do it. The only exception, of course, is the Momentum Swing. I don't love Momentum Swing for a character like this, and you already have so many attacks, and that makes it difficult. You already have so many attacks with this type of character. Consider how many attacks your character is going to have on their action bar at any given moment. So just right away, You have Stunning Shield. You have Shield Smash for damage. You have Deadly Strike. You're working Opportunity Attack every 6 seconds. You're working Shattering Strike into your build, like into your attack rotation. You've got Shield Charge for the frontal AoE to get extra cleave damage onto your character build. And then on top of that, you've got Dire Charge as well. And then even just out of the Dreadnought tree, like I said, you've got the action boost that you're rolling. So right away, your character's picking up like 6 or 7 different attacks that you're working all the time. Not bad to have these things because they're AoE, but you have to decide as to whether that really should fit within the character build. Also, I find Momentum Swing is a bit of a lengthy animation. This is very much a testing thing. I would say if you're using Momentum Swing and you find it's not really amping up your damage, I would say just take it out and put them into Strength. But yeah, go with that. As far as your twists go, Martial Hymn, God Tier, Sense Weakness, great. Hail of Blows for 3% Double Strike, Primal Scream, and Dance of Flowers. Primal Scream makes sense. I don't love Hail of Blows. But there's not a lot of other tier 2s that are really good, except, oh wait, there is a tier 2 that's really good. It's from Unyielding Sentinel, and it's Legendary Shield Mastery. It's 7% Double Strike. Look how much extra Double Strike this is. What's your Double Strike right now? This character has, with Double Strike, you want to get as close to 100% as you can, by the way. Double Shot, Double Strike, 96%. If you replace this, literally 100%. On the nose. That's what I'm talking about. Pretty good. You've convinced me to switch Alacrity out for Vanguard in your own build? Absolutely. Now you might say to yourself, okay, but if I already have 100% Double Strike, but then I have other abilities that use it. For example, you have like the Azamar Divine Purpose. And is the extra 15 physical resistance rating worth it to lose that? Again, why you swap out Alacrity and don't use this, you're now going to be over-capped on Double Strike, Shield Champion. You get so close to your Double Strike cap, it's ridiculous. Alright, let's move on. Items. How do you build Vanguard in current year? Current year, we're using 4-piece Summer, 3-piece Part of the Family, no Winter set, and Mantle of Sulumades, because it's got the artifact on there. The artifact doesn't stack, of course, but Mantle of Sulumades for the Bracer. I'm not exactly sure what's up with the Mantle of Sulumades going on here, but fortunately, this character is very easy to gear out for the most part, because you just need weapon. Soul Razor is good. Of course, if you have the option, getting Kopesh and picking up the new Wicked Blade. Oh, the Wicked Blade. It's so much better than Soul Razor. Because Soul Razor's okay, but against a single big boss, it's fine. But Wicked Blade, it's like Soul Razor, but it does just a little more damage, and it stacks up vulnerability in like 1 second. So, very, very good. You're going to want to go with the Wicked Blade over the Soul Razor here when you have the option. Oh, the Wicked Blade. And then, of course, whatever you were using. I think you're using the Deconstructor and something else. And it has an orange as well, not a purple. No purples on here. That's sad. Yeah. Yeah, so that would be the recommendation here at Wicked Blade. We've got 4-piece Summer. So 4-piece Summer gives +5 to all tactical abilities. The Fortification Bypass doesn't stack, and you get the Magical rating. You're using the shoes for Seeker, Combat Mastery, and Protection. Celestial Ruby Ring is fine. Lionheart Ring, because it's got Insightful Con. Armor Piercing, because you're going with minus on aggro, because you've got the minus aggro from threat reduction. I don't think you need 2. I would say 1 is enough. Minus 50% threat, you'll never pull aggro off of the tank. There's no way. Even with a lot of single target damage, if you're at minus 50%, the only way you pull aggro off your tank is if your tank sucks. And I'm assuming, because you're a reasonably good player, but whoever you play with in your guild, they're not going to be the worst tanks that you run around with. So you're very rarely going to have that happen. Get the belt for the quality strength plus the Cloak of Summer. Belt of the Ram is so good, guys. This is such a good item. Just these 2 items together makes it worth just getting the 2-piece Summer set. Outside of that, the boots, the Red Dragon Scale, it's +5 tactical DCs, and that's pretty much it on an entire item. I don't love that. Deception 18, improved Deception is actually not too bad here, and the Heart of Sulumades is very convenient for the extra Constitution, the Insightful Constitution as well. Where do you get whole Constitution? Where's the whole Constitution coming from? Low Imperial Blood. And Van Richten Spectacles for the Magical Sheltering. You have like an augment? You must have an augment in here, don't you? and the best defense with the Sovereign Vorpal. Yeah. You want to get the Pharaoh Crystal Shield, my guy. The Pharaoh Crystal Shield is just like the best defense, except instead of having Sovereign Vorpal, you lose a smidge of damage. It's got Entropic, which can't get rounded down, and that quality magical resistance rating. Plus, it's also a bigger shield, so it does more base damage, so it's just better in general. Yeah. The best defense is alright, but yeah. This number isn't correct. It's been changed, so it does not do as much damage as this. Oh, the Belt of the Ram does con? Wow, it's even better than I thought. This also gives you a 5-piece summer set, so it gives you extra artifact bonus to the Helpless, which you actually don't stack, which means you could replace the Dragon Scale boots with pretty much anything else you want at this point. It's got Fire Shield Hot, which is not the best, and this gives you Seeker, which I believe you don't have anywhere else. Oh, you have Seeker, so these boots don't even matter. Now you can replace your boots with any item you want. What would you replace the boots with? The Sea Legs? What the hell is this? Ooh, Double Strike and Ghostly. Let's get some Ghostly in here. Deep Snow? No, the character doesn't need Deep Snow. We've already got all this stuff covered off. Fucking Slippers, Thorn Boots. You can get Wisdom. Wilderness Lore, Rough Hide. Ooh, geez, that's bad. America, Whirlwind Ward, and Dodge. I mean, your Dodge Cap armor is what? What's your max dex bonus on your armor? Is really 27? It's not even here. I guess it's not even included, but yeah. You can do that if you wanted. You have a lot of different options. You could grab, so yeah, you could grab Dodge on boots. The Wind Riders isn't bad because it's got Speed, Freedom of Movement, Whirlwind Ward, and Dodge bonus, which is stats that you don't have anywhere else. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, because you don't, I don't think you had Speed. Oh, you already had Speed. Yeah, you did. Whirlwind Ward's not really useful. The Dodge 21 just hits you. Yeah, it hits your Dodge cap here. At which point you can then go to your armor if you wanted. And then instead of a Diamond of Wisdom, which you can swap over to anywhere else, you can instead replace this with the Topaz of Armor thing. Man, what is that called? Or is it a Sapphire? Armored Agility. There you go. 2. There you go. You're at 12% dodge instead, which makes you more defensive. And then you put that Wisdom in here. You put the Diamond of Wisdom. Diamond of Wisdom. There you go. That's in your shoes. Beautiful. You got 12% extra dodge shoved in. You don't have to worry about that as much. And again, you've got a more powerful shield. It's going to do more damage because the small shields do less damage than the large shields. So this is a better use of your items. Also, you have quality magical sheltering now, which you didn't have before, which is kind of neat. So now your character is rocking 123 MRR, 236 PRR, reasonable amount of armor class. Yeah, the Pharaoh Crystal Shield, by the way, is so good for Vanguards. It's very happy. Oh, and what music is this? This is the music of Feywild, the latest expansion for Dungeons & Dragons Online. I think that's pretty much it. 100 strength. Hell yeah, give me that strength. And your saves suck. God, fighters are the worst. By the way, this 40 will save is never going to go away if you play as a Vanguard. It's just how it is. So if you are in this situation, it's called Harper Pin. And then if you're like, oh, but my Harper Pin's on cooldown? No, that's when you go ahead and you use Legendary Dreadnought. That's when you use Unstoppable to remove effects. And if both those things are on cooldown, then you just die. I'm sorry. Then you just straight up die. But yeah. As I said, you're capped on 100 double strike. I would recommend the shuffle over to the one that I use, which is just take a few points out of here, put them in, and get Shield Champion instead. In fact, if you wanted to do that, you would take the points out of Kensai, so you would take out 5 points, you'd get rid of Alacrity, Critical Mastery, probably a Strength somewhere. Yeah, probably Alacrity, Critical Mastery, Strength. And then instead, you could grab 3 points in Armor Mastery, plus, you know, whatever else you wanted, and then the Capstone. And this would give you Dex, or Dodge 15, you'd have plus 15 max Dex bonus, and you could dodge 15% of the time. Versus 0, which is what you had before. Doesn't increase the damage, but it's good enough. Also, this attack bonus has to be wrong. The attack bonus in here is always way lower than it is in game. Important note that the attack bonus is also not including your sneak attack bonus, which your character actually has physically in the character build. So under offensive, you have sneak attack. That 26 is going to add in there as well. Grim Precision is better than Jout. Well, you can't get fit Grim Precision because this is a tier 1 and Grim Precision is a tier 3. Also, this character has 71 fortification bypass already, and then you also bypass another 15% from the Kensai tree. From Chattering Strike. Because you reduce it by 15%. And then also this character applies destruction on every hit, which is another 15%. Or 20%, sorry. So you reduce fortification on monsters by 35%. Yeah, man. I think White has all the past lives. So this isn't, by the way, this is an all the past lives build. This is an all the past lives build that I was asked to check out. So those would be my recommendations there. Yeah, great work. I really like the character build. I love the way you put the items together. I think you did a really good job. Even without getting the artifact bonus in the winter set, you have a ton of health, which is really great. Fighters are nice because you don't need to worry about getting that artifact set. So yeah, you're all set. Thanks for submitting, White18. I appreciate that one. I hope you learned something from this. If you didn't, well, guess what? That's fine.